and welcome back to Happiness by Habit, the podcast where we explore the daily habits that empower us to live happier, more fulfilled lives. I am your host, Silvana Pimentel, and today I have an extraordinary guest who is here to dive into the art and the science of manifestation, abundance, and turning vision into a reality. Our guest today is Helia Oghani. She's a dynamic thought leader who breaks down the science of manifestation and reveals how to attract financial success, overcome limiting beliefs, and leverage universal laws for both professional and personal triumph. Whether you're facing challenging times or looking to elevate your life with powerful strategies, Helia is here to share her insights and practical advice. Helia, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Silvana, for having me.
Absolutely. Let's get started. Helia, can you explain a little bit of what that science of manifestation means to you and how it can get applied to attract financial success and abundance?
So the way I like to think about manifestation is that we are always manifesting, actually. We are always co-creating, but majority of people, if they are not familiar with these kind of teachings and Bob Proctor teachings and other teachers who talked about manifestation, they are manifesting unconsciously and unintentionally. So that's why they get some of the things they like in life and get some of the things that they dislike. And it's just a mix. They're just happy with some things, unhappy with other things. But when we learn teachings of Bob Proctor, for example, or other amazing teachers, then we understand how can we manifest intentionally, really understanding how the mind works and how the universe works and what are the laws of the universe. Then we can intentionally manifest and co-create with the universe and have absolutely anything we want. I fully believe each and every one of us can have absolutely anything we want if we learn how to use this powerful supercomputer, which is our mind.
Absolutely. Our minds are so powerful and we need to be very mindful of what we focus on because whatever we focus on, we attract. Can be good or bad, right?
Absolutely. And the thing is, manifestation has become this buzzword since few years ago. And there are so many people who talk about it. The first thing came out, I think mainstream, was the movie The Secret.
The Secret, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody talked about the law of attraction. Everybody started creating vision boards and saying that if you think about it, you will have it. But then we know it is not the case. We know there are so many people who created vision boards and who started thinking about their dreams, but they didn't manifest what they want because it is more than that. It is a lot more than that. There are many factors that we have to consider when it comes to manifestation. And the mind is very complex. Subconscious mind, it's very complex. We have conscious mind and we have a subconscious mind. On a conscious level, we might want something created, put it on the vision board, but if there are subconscious thoughts and limiting beliefs that are contradicting what we want, we are just going to cancel those and we're not going to manifest those. Also, it is not about what you think. And if you think about something that you want, you're going to manifest it. If you think about it a few minutes a day, it is about what are your thought patterns the majority of the day. Are your thought patterns, if we consider negative pole and a positive pole of way of thinking and feeling and vibration, there are thoughts of negativity, limitation, scarcity, fear, anxiety, depression. There are thoughts of abundance, prosperity, freedom, joy, love. You have to think about what are my thought patterns the majority of the day. And you really have to study yourself. That's what Bob always said. He said, I always study myself and there's so much more that I need to learn about myself. You need to study yourself and ask yourself, what am I thinking about all the time? What is my blueprint? The way I am. Am I complaining most of the time? Am I nagging most of the time? Am I focused on the things that I don't like, whether it be the weather, your job environment, or your relationship? So those dominant thought patterns and dominant feelings and vibration, that's what you're going to manifest and attract. You manifest and attract situations, circumstances, events that are on the same frequency as your dominant thoughts. And if you want to manifest something that is on a positive side, because that's what we want, we always want to manifest more money, more fulfillment, more wealth, better relationships. Those are on a positive polarity. Positive means uplifting. So you need to train yourself to think and talk and feel positive the majority of the day. Like, be grateful for things that you have. If you're not grateful for the things that you have right now, you're never going to be grateful when you get the things. Believe me, I've seen that so many times. People are like, if only I get there, if only I move out of, I hear that all the time. I just need to move. I'm not happy with my country, location, wherever I live. If I only move, then my life is going to be amazing. Or if only I get out of this horrible relationship with this person. Or if only I can find a better job and my boss is horrible. And if only I can start my business. And then I see that all the time. The person moves, the person immigrates to another country, the person leaves the relationship, the person leaves the job, and they are still unhappy about something. It's either might not be the new location. They might be happy with the new location, but they're unhappy with something else. So we all have that vibrational blueprint and the state of being. And that's based on that we are manifesting. Not just what you think about once in a while and you put it on the vision board. I hope that makes sense.
Fascinating. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's talk about some key universal laws that individuals can harness to create both professional and personal success, and how they can begin to integrate with these principles into their daily lives.
There are so many laws of the universe, and it is like there's so many laws in life. Like, for example, gravity is one of the laws of the universe. You can ignore gravity and then you're going to get hurt if you jump off the building, for example.
Right.
But we cannot change the gravity. The same goes for if you eat garbage, you're going to feel sick. If you eat healthy, you're going to feel amazing. So these are the things that, and there's so much more that we don't know and we are not aware of. But the universe is actually always based on these laws, because if you look at the universe, this is an orderly universe. Just look at our planet. Just look at us, like human beings, this incredible life that we have created on the planet Earth. Look at the technology. Look at the buildings we've built. Look at that. We have airplanes. We fly and we go from one side of the globe to the other side of the globe. And then this globe that we call it Earth, Mother Earth, is in the middle of space, which has no end, in perfect proximity with the sun and the moon. We get enough heat, enough sunshine, we have nighttime to sleep and relax. So if you just think about it for a minute, there is a lot of order in this universe. Otherwise, it would be chaos. Some of the laws of the universe, I'm just going to talk about a couple of them. Obviously, there's so much. But the most important ones, for example, the law of attraction that we all learned in the movie The Secret. Bob Proctor says the law of attraction is actually the secondary law. The primary law is the law of vibration, meaning in this universe that we live in, at least on this planet, every single thing, every human being, animal, plants, a rock, a stone, a drop of water, your laptop, everything that you can think of that exists on this planet Earth is vibration and has vibration, and it vibrates. Everything vibrates. So Bob always said we literally live in an ocean of motion. Everything is moving. So if you take anything, even a rock, a piece of stone or anything solid, and you put it under a very strong microscope, you see that there is movement. Things look solid to our eyes because of the different movement and frequencies. We sometimes see things solid, liquid, but everything is vibration and everything is vibrating all the time. So that is the primary law of the universe, that everything vibrates. We're in an ocean of motion. And then when it comes to human beings, we attract based on our vibration that I was explaining at the beginning of our call. based on your vibration, which is the same as your feelings and your emotions. So feeling is a conscious awareness of your vibration. For example, when someone says feel low or I feel sad or I feel depressed, they are consciously aware that they are on a lower vibration. When someone says I'm happy, I'm joyful, I'm very excited, they are consciously aware that they are on a higher vibration. And based on where you are on that scale, that's what you attract. That's what circumstances you attract, the opportunities or lack of opportunities you attract, your job, your boss, your friends, your relationship, the amount of money you make. Everything is based on your vibration.
This has something to do also, Helia, with some people, like a lot of good things happen to people. Like most of the times are like, I don't know, good things happen. It's because they are in a higher vibration. They are ready to receive these opportunities. They are more aware. And bad things happen to a lot of people. Like I see like, oh my God, this happened, then this, then wow. It's hard to believe that all these bad things happen to the same person, but I think it has something to do with this vibration that you're referring to.
Yes, the problem is, have you heard that they say the rich get richer and the poor get poorer?
I have, yes.
The problem, the challenge that we all have is that that's the biggest thing in manifestation, actually, what I'm going to share is that, for example, sorry, I need to open the door now.
Okay, no problem. Take your time.
Second. Okay, I just opened it through the bus. Okay, so
Ready?
one of the most important things when it comes to manifestation and the challenge that people have in life is that, let's say something negative happens. Let's say they lose their job, okay? As normal human beings, we look at it and we say, why me? Poor me. Why did I lose my job? This is horrible. I need to pay my bills and my mortgage next month. And that can be really devastating, right? And so we focus on the thing that we don't like. Therefore, we create the emotions of negativity, lack, scarcity, fear, anxiety, and then we create more of that in another area of life. And then we look at it, we observe the situation that we don't like, we get emotionally involved with that situation, and we create more of that. So the poor get poor and the rich gets richer. Same goes for people who are thriving in life, and successful people, rich people. They look at their achievement, they look at what they have done in life, and it was an amazing experience, and they start getting emotionally involved with those positive feelings, and therefore they create more of that. So the challenge is when something like the example that I was just giving, something negative, quote unquote, negative happens, our challenge is that if you want to manifest a different life, you have to become really good at ignoring your 5 senses. What do I mean by that? What are the 5 senses? We hear, smell, see, taste, touch, right? When something negative or unwanted happens, you cannot focus on that and get emotionally on that, because you're going to create more of those negative feelings in other areas of your life. You have to immediately say, there is a reason this is happening. What if there is a better job opportunity for me? Or what if this is the universe telling me, finally go after your business? You know, you were not happy in this job anyways. This is an opportunity for you to start your side hustle, start your business that you've been passionate about. And so we have to train our mind to stop focusing, stop using only our 5 senses. Our 5 senses are just for us to navigate in this world, not to manifest based on those 5 senses. And then what do we do in return? You can cut that. So I just wanted to make sure my niece is here. This is not live, so she's gonna cut that. So then what is the alternative? Like in case of the job situation, you start immediately, and it takes practice. Of course, these things take practice because no one has ever taught us. No one has ever taught us in school, or our parents, they didn't know, right? So you start immediately thinking, instead of thinking that you're a victim and why me and poor me and I lost my job, think about, what do you want? What is it that you love to live and attract and manifest in your life? Focus on the job and opportunity you want.
Right.
Yes.
It's like the people who focus on the glass half full or half empty. And
Exactly.
I really believe strongly about that. I mean, when a bad thing happens, say quote unquote bad thing, always brings opportunities. I mean, it depends of what your approach is on that, because depending on how you look at it, you can turn that into like, yeah, I'm the victim. For me, this is happening to me. But instead of that approach, a much positive one, and is turn that into opportunities, and look at the best approach and what other things you can uncover by overcoming this obstacle, right?
Absolutely. And Silvana, I always say, and this is something that I learned recently in the last year or so, because we are always learning and growing, we are a work in progress. There's no end to personal development and growth. And I love that. So what I learned recently is that everything that happens in life is there are two categories, and that's it. It's either a blessing, so enjoy it, or it's a lesson. It is a lesson. Like, there is no negative force here to punish us, or when something happens, we should stop being a victim. Again, there are only two things in life. Everything that happens, two categories, either a blessing or a lesson. And the lessons are not to punish us. They are here for us to grow and become a better version of us.
To make us stronger too.
To make us stronger, exactly. I just wanted to say, I always give this example of working out. So if you think about it, if a person sits on the couch and they don't go to the gym, they're not going to have a six-pack. They're not going to grow muscles. They're not going to see any definition. But in order to see definition in your body, get a six-pack or be fit, you need to work out. You need to go to the gym. And what is working out? Really, you go to the gym and you put pressure on your muscles. And your muscle literally has to be torn in order to get bigger and stronger. So it's through pain and being uncomfortable that you create a better body, stronger body, more defined body. A lot of the rules that apply to the physical body, they also apply to spirituality and personal development. So it is through those negative moments and unwanted things that our soul expand, our personality expand, and we become a better version of ourselves. And if you look at your life, everybody, when you look back, something sad, unwanted, or hard happened, it always, as you said, if you get out of the victim mentality, it always leads into a better version of life, more opportunities.
Absolutely. Helia, the name of this podcast is Happiness by Habit. We focus a lot in habits that makes us happy. What are some daily habits or routines you practice that can help us maintain a mindset of abundance and keep you aligned with your goals?
I love that. I love the name of your podcast. So
Thank you.
Happiness by habits. Habits are so important. And one of the things I learned from Bob Proctor was that, first of all, only change one or two habits at a time, not more than that, because it gets overwhelming, and then we're going to drop everything and don't do anything.
Yeah.
The habits, well, for me, my morning routine is the most important thing. If you can have your morning right, then you'll have your day right, and then you'll have your week and your month and your year and your life right. And the morning routine really depends on your life situation, your schedule, how much time you have. I have a 3-hour kind of morning routine, which includes 1 hour of my personal development practices, which is meditation, visualization, gratitude, writing down my goal, connecting to my future self, and then 1 hour of studying. I always study, most of the time, Bob Proctor, other times the different things that I study. Right now I'm studying The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. It's an amazing little book, really, really powerful. And then 1 hour of working out. Now, if you don't have 3 hours to spend, you can do 10 minutes of meditation and visualization, 10 minutes of reading something really powerful, and then maybe some jumping jacks and push-ups and just moving your body, letting the blood to flow and feel amazing. But the morning routine, however you can create it and construct it based on your lifestyle, is one of the most important things that you can implement. And then one of the things that you're talking about habits, it would be amazing if people can implement it and make it a habitual daily thing, which is really powerful, is visualization. Visualizing yourself, your life, your goals as if it is happening right now. And it's not, you don't need too much time. You can do it for only 10 minutes, closing your eyes and really daydreaming, like the way that children do. Daydream, see yourself living your ideal life. And the key is to feel your goal and your wish already fulfilled. As Neville Goddard says, your wish already fulfilled. So the key is in feeling. Don't just close your eyes and just do it for the sake of doing it. When you're doing it, make sure that you're feeling it. And that usually brings a smile on your face. So if
we can trick our minds into reality, like declaring something or daydreaming, as you say, but the mind will understand like it's happening. It's a reality. So that helps
because
with the manifestation
subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. The subconscious mind doesn't have past or future. Subconscious mind is the infinite present moment. So whatever you are visualizing, and if you embody it, really feel it in your body, emotionally get involved, your subconscious think it is happening now. That's how you manifest.
Fascinating.
So it's very powerful practice.
Absolutely. Well, you're so disciplined that you use 3 hours for your personal development. For the ones who don't have the 3 hours, perhaps I would say you can do maybe combine and compress some of these. One thing I do, like for instance, in the mornings while I shower, I meditate. I put a track about the meditation, and then while I shower, that's kind of 2 for 1. And I love that. It helps me start my day in a really good note. Another thing I do is for learning, because I love reading, or I do a lot of audiobooks. Perhaps you can combine working out with audiobook or
yes,
with some positive learning. Yes.
Yeah,
or
beautiful.
To listen a podcast or something like that that makes you feel better.
Yeah, multitasking. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So let's talk about, for someone who might be new to manifestation, what would be the first practical steps they can take to start attracting abundance in their life?
That's a good question. So the very first step is that you need to have a clear goal, really clear, detailed goal. When we talk about manifestation and abundance, when you talk to people, everybody wants more money. Everybody wants more joy, more freedom, but that's not clear. And that's not how the universe works. So because you're not having a clear goal, your mind, in the book The Psycho-Cybernetics, says the mind is like a goal-seeking mechanism. It's like this supercomputer that goes after the definite goal that you give it. So you need to have a really clear, defined goal. You need to know, what is this abundance that you're talking about? How much money do you actually want? And come up with something that is obviously more than what you're living right now, but something that is also kind of believable to your mind. For example, if right now you're making $50,000 a year, don't set a goal to earn $10 million by next year, because that is not believable to your subconscious mind, and that's not going to happen. So maybe double it, triple it. Bob always taught so many people to turn your annual income into your monthly income. Earn in 1 month what you earn in the whole year. And don't do that just 1 month. Do that again and again. So 12 times your income. These are the things that are more believable. So the first step is having a goal, really having a clear goal. How much money do you want to earn? And what is it that you want to give in return? Because there's no such a thing as something for nothing. Again, we were talking about the laws of the universe. So what is it that you want to give in return? Is it a service? Is it a product? What kind of work you want to do?
Helia, on that token, I like to mention that it's important to have clarity of what happiness means to you. Because in your earlier example, you mentioned that some people wait until I move to that country, until I get married, until I have kids, until I do this, until I retire. And then they are always postponing or creating new meanings of happiness. But what it leaves us with is with an emptiness, because unfulfilled goal. Instead of having a clear goal, and then we can always readjust and create new goals. But it's very important that we have clear what happiness means to us so we can actually reach there, right?
Yes. So that's a great point, especially because your podcast is about happiness. So I want to clarify this. Having a clear goal, wanting more money, another business, moving to another country, another relationship, all these things are great and we have to be clear on what we want. But happiness doesn't have anything to do with any of those goals. Happiness, to me, happiness is a state of mind. Happiness is an art. We need to learn to develop happiness from within because happiness comes from within. Happiness doesn't have to do with the material things and the outside world. That's why you see poor people being happy and you see rich people being happy and you see poor people being miserable and sad and also rich people being miserable and sad. So happiness to me is separate from having goals. It's amazing. Have goals, grow, expand, become a millionaire, billionaire, but your happiness should not be dependent on any of these things. Your happiness should come from within. Your state of being should be happy. You should be grateful with everything that you have, not satisfied though, because we want to expand and grow. If you're satisfied, if everybody was satisfied, every human being was satisfied, we would still probably be living in caves.
That's right.
So dissatisfaction is great, but be happy and grateful with what you have.
Absolutely. And also to consider that happiness, we are the responsible for our own happiness. I hear people, I got divorced because he didn't make me happy anymore. I'm like, okay, let's talk about that because happiness is something that you are responsible for. You cannot put such a big weight on somebody else's shoulders. You need to be accountable for your own happiness. So that's important to clarify. Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful. Let's talk about mindfulness, Helia. How does mindfulness play a role in your manifestation practices, and what advice do you have for incorporating mindfulness into daily routines?
So that to me goes back to in my daily routine, it's the way I implement and incorporate mindfulness in my life is through meditation. And I love meditation because one thing that people sometimes get confused is that they think meditation is this practice that you have to sit and have absolutely no thoughts in your mind, which is not maybe the ultimate goal of manifestation, but this is not necessary. Meditation is when you sit, you close your eyes and you become aware of your thoughts. You observe your thoughts. So you close your eyes and within a few seconds or maybe a minute, a thought pops up. And you're either thinking about something in the past or thinking about your to-do list in the future. There's always usually something in the past or something in the future, right? Thought comes up and then that's where the meditation starts. You tell yourself, oh, I'm thinking about this thought. So you're not your thought because you're observing your thought and you can choose to think a different thought. That's to me the ultimate freedom. Having the freedom to choose different thoughts, no matter what you're going through. You have this freedom to choose a different thought. You have to have the freedom to choose a happy thought instead of a negative thought. So mindfulness, meditation, the more we meditate, the more we become aware of our thought patterns. And then we see, I have a lot of fearful thoughts or a lot of thoughts that are anxiety-like thoughts or worry or doubt. That's where mindfulness starts.
Absolutely, yeah. Very, very interesting. Helia, let's talk about something deeper. What is your why? What is the reason that you wake up in the morning and gets you excited and gets you going?
Yeah. What is my why? I love that question. Sometimes I recently started to change my schedule and I wake up at 5:30 in the morning and my sister and my friends are like, why are you waking up so early? What is wrong with you? But that's exactly what you said. That why, that passion, that purpose that I feel in my heart get me out of the bed early in the morning. And my why and my passion and purpose is I love, and that has become my mission to help people to live their dreams, because I fully believe within my heart that each and every one of us can and should live our dreams. And we all have different dreams. Someone wants to become a beautiful full-time mom. That's their dream. Someone wants to become an entrepreneur and a millionaire. That's another dream. And what is the why? Why do I want to do that? Because I feel it is, first of all, I feel It is my responsibility with the things I've been through in my life and the things I have learned. It's my responsibility to put it out there. And also it gives me a purpose. It's like when I get old and I die, then what is left? I want to leave something. I want to touch people's lives. Doesn't matter how many people. Well, I mean, the more the better. I would love to do that to millions of people. But every time I have a client and we have a session and something clicks in them and something shifts in them and they send me a message. Like yesterday, one of my clients had some issues in her relationship. And we had a 15-20 minutes call. And then she messaged me that this thing that you said absolutely clicked. I talked to her about relationship paradigms. We do have paradigms as human beings individually, and relationships have paradigms too. Every time I get a feedback like this, I feel so fulfilled. So that feeling of fulfillment, and that I'm not here just to eat and sleep and pay my bills and then die and then what? That is my why, to leave something behind, to leave a legacy, to make a difference, to help people, to uplift someone, to make someone feel better, live a better life. That really gives me joy.
I love it. Beautiful why, Helia. Let's talk about your goals for the upcoming next 12 months. What can we expect from you in the next year?
Can I ask, what is your why? I'm just curious.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I have a couple of whys, but it's also similar to yours in the sense that I love to help others create happiness through daily habits and see how I can make a difference in other people's lives. Another why, a big why, is my kids. I want to see them succeed. I want to spend time with them. And they are a really strong reason why I get excited in the mornings and wake up and do things with them and see them grow and help them succeed.
Beautiful, beautiful. So my goal for 2025, well, obviously I have specific clear goals financially that I'm not going to disclose, but my goal is to just keep doing what I'm doing and getting better every day. Like if my focus every day, the very first thing I wake up and say is that's the very first thing I say every day. I say, my priority in life is my connection with God. And God to me is not that the angry, religious, judgmental God. That's the universe, infinite intelligence, the creator, the source. And how can I, so if I want to have that connection with the infinite intelligence, the creator, the source, and we are all part of that, then how can I become more like that? How can I become a better version of myself? So my goal in life and this year is to become a better version of me, at least 1% every day, to do what I'm doing better, to get on podcasts like this as much as possible, to talk to as many people as possible, to coach as many people as possible, to work on my YouTube channel as well. And attract amazing clients that would love to be coached by me.
Absolutely. Love it, Helia. And for our listeners who would like to be in touch with you, how can they find you?
Yes, so I am on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all platforms except TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. Under my name, Helia Oghani.
Okay. I will put your full name and a couple of those social media tags here on the podcast so people can find you easily.
Yeah, reach out anytime. I love to connect with people. I love to see what is it that they are going through, struggling, so I can help them. And once in a while, I offer free coachings. Doesn't happen often, but reach out to me if you need help. You never know. We might get on a Zoom call.
Absolutely. Yes, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Helia, for your wisdom and practical insights with us today. Your passion is very contagious, so we really appreciate it. For everyone listening, remember that every day is an opportunity to shape your reality, one habit at a time. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with someone who could use a little extra abundance in their life. Thank you for joining us on Happiness by Habit. Until next time, keep manifesting your dreams, stay inspired, and embrace the journey of abundance. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Silvana, for the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Helia.